mic. Oh, there's the microphone. All right. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Tuesday. I had to remember what day of the week it was. God damn it.
It's always the sign.
Oh my god. Alright. So I'd like to welcome you all to Tabletop Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a blast today. We gotta wait like 20 more seconds. And then the ad break ends. There's Crimson doing a little dance thing. Doing a dance. Cream of something twirl? I don't fucking know. I don't know that character. Seems familiar, but I don't know it. Alright. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Tabletop Tuesday, where we talk about a bunch of nerdy shit while I usually play some sort of video game in the background. Gamera is either painting or playing a game as well.
In this case, I am working on comic book indexing.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Chica. That's her name, is Chica. Okay, cool. Alright, and hey, Dilly! How you doing? Hope you're having a blast. Alright, a couple announcements we're going to get through before we get into this thing. Announcement number one is our sponsors, Shockbite Gaming Servers and W Energy Drinks. Links are down below. Please use my name for the code for W Energy Drinks. You get 10% off. With Shockbite Gaming Servers, use the link below, and I get a portion of what you pay. Yay! Alright, aside from, I know, like, I swear you guys stay for my fuck-ups because of how many times I screw up doing things. Other fun announcements. Naja Kale and Annie Jellyfish are going to be streaming soon.
Maybe.
In the near future, it looks like. Naja is definitely doing it. Annie is debating it repeatedly, off and on. Naja's is going to be retro gaming. So she's going to be playing a lot of older video games, like Super Nintendo, PlayStation, regular Nintendo, that kind of stuff. So once her channel's up and going, I'll have links to hers and Annie's down below when they have them up and going. And over there is going to be chatting. She's going to be talking with people while working on house stuff, like cooking typically.
Pretty much come cook with me.
Nice. I was about to say thanks. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to do SOs.
Those shout-outs.
Yep, there's a shout out for Dilly. Exclamation point SO DC Crimson. There you go. I gotta make sure to do that because if I forget, things happen. Okay. What the I love how everything is weird. Okay. We are huge.
You okay?
Huge.
What do you need, sweetie?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're supposed to be big. You're a Gamera, after all.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm big in Japan.
What did you like your
All
brother
my
out?
dinos are dying of old age. Yeet! Yeet! Thank you for the check-ins. Max modification spot. I'm going to lower that by 1, and I'm going to increase that by 1. Alright, assign scientist. Let's make some elasmosaurs. Alright. Go forth. Alright. So that's going to be doing that thing. Let's go over here. Oh, not research. Don't want research. I want fossils. Alright. Oh, we got 1 to sell. 4. 3 and a 2. Let's go. Alright. Oh, man. Ugh. So how are you doing today, Gamera?
Not too bad. Got done with work a little early so I could head over to a doctor's appointment and then been getting some stuff done around the house, you know.
I mean, it's always good to get stuff done around the house. It's helpful.
Yep. Always nice to have a little extra time to make the schedule work.
Yeah. You know what the crazy thing is in this map? I have taken up maybe an eighth of the map.
Mhm.
And this park already feels huge. Good gods. Hi. Good bed. Alright. So, yesterday we kind of sort of started talking about this. And now I kind of want to continue it, but give it a little bit more structure.
Okay.
Alright. So, yesterday we talked about weird episodes in Star Trek.
Yes.
Yes, so I feel like we should continue that with what we consider the best episode in every series, the worst episode in every series, and the weirdest episode in every series.
Go talk to your daddy. Go in the
Okay.
playroom with it.
All right.
Danny. And Danny should not be in
We
the
already
room
know
with
what the
you.
weird is in the original series. We both agreed on that.
Did we talk original series yesterday?
Yeah, we did. It was the episode with Abraham Lincoln.
I don't remember that coming up.
Uh,
Because, honestly, that's a contender, but you've also got Fox Brain.
oh, that's true. Oh, God, that's a good one. The Savage
Then
Curtain. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Then again, Spock's Brain could easily also be a contender for worst episode, so...
That's true. Not sure on that one. Because I feel like we shouldn't pick the same episode for multiple categories.
Right, yeah, we want to try and diversify.
Just a little. So, for best episode in the original series, I think personally for me, it's Balance of Terror.
Balance of Terror is excellent, and I will say, just as a side note for people thinking about Strange New Worlds, we actually get to see a parallel timeline version of that episode, and it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite Strange New World bits. Yeah, Balance of Terror is hard to top. I mean, other contenders, I would say, I really like Space Seed. You've got Khan there, who just plays fantastically off of Kirk.
Yeah.
Um,
That was honestly my close number 2.
yeah, and you know, I think really that the original series had more hits than misses.
Oh, yeah.
There
Definitely.
are a couple of oddballs and stinkers, but yeah, I would say that Space Seed or Balance of Terror are just fantastic episodes. They're very rooted in the setting. Like the episode "City on the Edge of Forever" is a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
But it feels disconnected from the rest of the series quite a bit because it's essentially this unique situation that they never deal with again. I mean, it's definitely a top fiver, but
Yeah.
it's not as representative of the series as a whole. So yeah, I think those are good picks.
This Side of Paradise I would put as definitely a contender for weird.
Is that the one with the March hair?
No, that was the one with the flowers that makes everybody like super happy and all that jazz. No, I got one for the worst. You ready for this? Okay. Season 1, episode 27, The Alternative Factor.
Is that the one with the crazy lady who wants revenge on Kirk?
No, it's the one where while investigating an uncharted planet, the crew encounters Lazarus, a man on a run from his alter ego in a parallel universe.
Oh, okay.
That one where he like the bad graphics just going back and forth whenever he switches and all this other crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that one was a doozy. What else is there?
I mean, Spock's Brain is sort of one of the most infamously bad episodes of the original series, and it's weird and bad. I would say probably more bad than weird.
That's fair.
So it's probably going to be my pick for like worst original series episode. It's just like we hear all this shit about how his brain is disconnected and it's not working, but somehow they were able to wire up a fucking tricorder to run Spock like an RC car.
It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
And then, and what kills me is they wire it up so his brain can, speak through a computer, and he guides McCoy through the goddamn brain surgery. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you would think it's like, wait a minute, McCoy's a doctor. He would know more about this than Spock.
I mean, Spock is, half Vulcan. He knows Vulcan anatomy, but he's in a compromised condition. So, yeah, I just... Whew.
Yeah, Spock's brain was particularly gnarly. I'm looking at season 1. I'm thinking of several episodes that were really good. Naked Time, I would say, is on the weird category.
It is.
It's still good, but it's weird.
It's a little weird. It's weird in an appropriate sci-fi way. It's not like, what the fuck were they thinking? Weird. So, yeah, if you ask me to name top 5 weird episodes, I don't think it would crack my top 5. It might be in at number 6.
Yeah, for my favorite, though, it's definitely, I would say, Balance of Terror.
Yeah. It's a solid pick. For weird episodes, we do have a number of options. But, yeah, Space Hippies.
I'm trying to find the episode you were talking about where you see the March Hare.
Star Trek March Hare.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
Oh,
that's an episode I didn't think could be on there. A good one. The Ultimate Computer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, season 3, episode 1 is Spock's Brain. The 3rd season started off with that stinker.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem, Danielle. I hope you have a great night. Welcome.
So I'm looking at an article right now on CBSNews.com, and they named like best and worst, and they put Naked Time and best, Bud's Women, A Corbomite Maneuver, Balance of Terror,
Bud's Women.
Shore Leave. Shore Leave is the one with the white rabbit.
Yes, there it is. Okay, what season is that in?
It's a good question. I think it's the first season.
Yeah, it might be this first season.
It aired 2 weeks after Balance of Terror.
Yep. Season 1, episode 15, Shore Leave.
Yep.
And where the entire Enterprise goes delusional.
Yep.
Oh. That was wild.
Mirror, Mirror, The Doomsday Machine.
Mirror's good. Doomsday Machine's also good.
Trouble with Tribbles is probably one of the best, comedic episodes.
I'd say I put it under the weird category, but it's like a really good weird.
Here's a good weird. Piece of the Action, where they find the gangster planet.
Yeah! That one was good. and then they make the Federation a boss. Like a mob boss. And they're going to come and collect. And Spock's like, what are you going to do? Like, when the Federation has to come and collect, and Kirk goes, well, we take the money that they give us as our cut, and we put it into a fund to help educate and make the planet better.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's clever.
Yeah.
All right, so I would say for me, like I said, my 3 are going to be, Balance of Terror is going to be my best.
Mm-hmm.
For my weird, I'm going to go with the Savage Curtain.
Sure, yeah.
That is definitely my weird one. And I feel like I'm trying not to completely agree with you, so we have some slight alternative stuff. I'm going to say actually the alternative factor is probably my worst.
Okay.
I feel like those are 3 good choices. All right, so how about you? Best, worst, and then weird.
I'm going to go with Space Seed as best, just because it's got the same kind of dynamics as Balance of Terror, but we really get them like in each other's faces on the same spaceship. Far as worst, Spock's brain just absolutely hurts me. It hurts me so bad.
It's like, it hurts that it exists.
And as far as weird, okay, so
2 days ago.
Star Trek had a tendency in the original series to do this thing, like we just alluded to with the Gangster Planet, where it's like, we found a planet, it's just like Earth, except, but the one that got me the worst, if you remember this one, is the Omega Glory, where the Yangs and the
Yep,
Toms,
I just looked that up. I was like, wait a minute. When you mentioned just like Earth but different, I was like, I think he's bringing up the Yangs and the Comms, because I thought about this too today.
Yeah.
And went, this is weird. And the thing that weirded me out about that episode was the fact that they had an American flag, and it was a modern American flag.
Uh-huh.
Which is like, what the fuck is going on here?
And their sacred document was a literal exact copy of the Constitution.
Yeah. Now, I could forgive them if they had something similar to the Constitution, with similar wording. That...
Right. Similar.
Not exact.
It took the, hey, this is a coincidentally like Earth planet, too far.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations, you're on Earth, just an alternate Earth.
Yeah. It basically stretched the limits of suspension of disbelief past the breaking point.
Yeah.
I hate that episode. I'll take a dozen Abraham Lincoln episodes.
I thought about that, and honestly, I might pick this as my worst end.
Okay.
Over the Savage Curtain. At least with Savage Curtain, it wasn't terrible. Hi, puppy. Hi.
I have to pee wine again.
Yeah, then take him outside.
I just did, and it opened up on me.
I'm sorry. Okay, Damien, go elsewhere. My dog is trying to jump on my lap. Alright, so yeah, Omega Glory is probably my worst end instead of Savage Curtain.
Yeah, for me, Omega Glory ended up in weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves recognition in its category.
Yeah. Generation. Alright, so next one is Star Trek The Next Generation.
Okay, not doing the animated series, which is good, because I don't remember too many episodes.
Me either. That's why I skipped it. I was like, I remember watching it a long time ago, and then going, fuck, what the hell did I watch?
It had some good episodes.
The pen's next to you.
Yep, it had good episodes, but it was just like, what?
The F did I just watch?
Yeah, like, what the fuck did I just watch? I don't remember it. Alright, so next gen. Alright. I'm gonna... Let's talk about some good and some bad episodes. Alright, let's go over season 1, because season 1 is probably gonna have the worst episodes. Or some of them. In my opinion, if I was going to argue one, it's Code of Honor.
It's hard to argue against that as worst. It's so freaking bad.
Yeah, it is fucking terrible. The Last Outpost was also really bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something slightly controversial, and it may upset people. I didn't like The Naked Now.
Okay. The problem with The Naked Now is that it's an inferior copy of a really good original series episode.
Yeah. Oh,
and
not just here
it
now.
It didn't feel earned yet. Like, that was your third, technically your second episode if you counter 4 points one episode.
Yeah.
It's too soon.
Yeah, Nadja's here.
You have not earned that.
So Nadja's here.
Hey, Nadja.
If she's muted right now. We'll see if she unmutes. We'll keep talking, and then we'll get her opinions on what we've discussed already. Justice was also really bad. Um,
I think I should, I guess, in defense of Next Gen in general, mention that the behind the scenes situation at Next Gen during season one was kind of fucked.
yeah,
Because,
everything was terrible then.
well, the specific issue that I'm talking about is that Gene Roddenberry had tight creative control, and he insisted, despite this not being a thing in the original series, that in the future of the Federation, there shouldn't be interpersonal conflict. All Starfleet officers should agree with each other. And that's how you don't make a show that is interesting.
Yeah, it makes the show very boring.
So honestly, and this is a hot take and might get me some pitchforks. The best thing that happened to Star Trek: Next Generation was that Roddenberry died.
Oh, yeah, I could see people getting upset about that.
I respect the man. I respect what he did, but sometimes a writer or creator can, as they age, just get really fixated on certain things, or just lock in on certain ideas, and they're not great. You always need, even the greatest creative people need someone that can tell them no. Some of my favorite comic book writers have done amazing things, but when you give them unfettered control and no editor to say, you know what, your head's up your ass. You need to bring it back so the audience understands what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Um,
you need to chill, essentially.
Yeah, so you basically, and I'm not necessarily advocating for creation by committee or anything, but you do need someone able to go, hey, Gene, this does not work. We need to move this back in a reasonable direction. Stories need interpersonal conflict. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's why season one stinks the way it does. Season two's a little better.
I will.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I'm gonna make any complaint about season two, it's the first episode of season two. Is the big one, the child.
The child.
That's the episode where Troy got pregnant by a magical alien.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that is a bad episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was like, if I was doing this by season, that would be my worst pick for season two. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, who thought that this was a good idea?
Even after Roddenberry left, Troy's character basically continued to get shit bits until like season 5, but they really started, writing for her at least a little better.
I would say her character improved when she went for a rank increase.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah, that showed that she grew as a character and that she became a more than just, the counselor, essentially.
There's a third season episode that's literally titled Menage a Troy, and it's just like, come on.
Yeah, oh, that hurt. All right, so here's where I'm gonna say we're gonna have for some standout episodes, right? Standout episodes were good. There's always, Best of Both Worlds. That's a really good one. It's done very well. A lot of the Klingon episodes involving Worf actually turned out really well.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
They really got into the Klingon culture in a great way in Next Gen.
I sent you some pictures.
I saw.
You may want to share with your streamers because it's adorable.
Maybe. I would say, for also worst ones though, the Icarus Factor was pretty bad. That was the one where Riker's dad comes on the ship.
Oh, and his dad is such a dick.
Yeah, his dad was dick. If I was going to say my favorite Klingon episode, it's the one where Worf has to go to trial.
Okay.
where his dad was accused of being a Romulan spy,
Yep.
and Worf accepted this commendation. Like, that was a really good episode.
Yep.
But if I'm gonna put any, sorry, I just thought of another good episode. Loud as a Whisper.
Okay. What's that one again?
That was the one where the mediator comes and he has three people behind him that are constantly talking because he's telepathically talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then his chorus gets killed, and he has to communicate with everyone else with sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that was a really good showing of, how do I put this? That kind of the disability, but not make, like, showing that it can be problematic, but not in a way that makes it seem bad.
Right.
So there's that. Trying to think what my favorite episode is. Oh, I think it's in season 1. Surprisingly. Let me double check. I think it's in season 1. Ah! Flies. Bugger off. Might be season 2.
What are you looking for?
There it is. Yep, season 2, episode 9. Measure of a Man.
Ah, excellent choice.
That is an amazing episode.
That, yeah. Honestly, that might be my top pick as well, just because it's rooted in the series and characters. It presents an actual conundrum of like ethics, like good science fiction. I think science fiction's at its best when it makes us think about actual modern ethical quandaries, but through a sci-fi lens, and like what constitutes a person, who has the right to say that such and such is not a person, is not an independent being.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it just does that fantastically.
Yeah, that Measure of a Man was a great episode. I loved it to death. It is so hard to really like beat that. Like, don't get me wrong, Best of Both Worlds was a really good episode. Don't get me wrong. But it didn't hit like Measure of a Man did for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Measure of a Man like you said, it struck just the right chord.
Yeah.
To be sci-fi. For me, the best Klingon episode, because I'm going to separate the two, okay? The best Klingon episode is probably Sins of the Father. The only other one I could possibly think of is there was an episode where Riker went onto a Klingon ship.
Yeah.
That was also really good because that shows like how different their culture is, how they view things. It was a really good exploration of the Klingon people.
Sure.
And Riker was really chill about everything.
Riker, I think, is a generally underrated character. Like, he's the butt of some jokes, and I mean, people don't shit on him necessarily, but like, he's just there. But I really do like Riker as the first officer, and I honestly think every time he's got a spotlight episode, it's pretty entertaining.
Usually,
even when he's got his transporter clone.
I'll say there's a reason why I say usually. End of season 2. There was a Riker episode called Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Where he falls into a coma when a deadly microbe invades his brain, his nervous system. And they have to basically recap season 1 and 2 to bring him back.
It's a clip show episode. Those almost don't count.
Yeah.
I mean, for my worst, I think you could pick about 1/3 of the episodes from season 1, and you'd have a good case for them. Code of Honor is a standout shitter. If I if I'm going to pick a worst episode, not counting season 1,
Okay.
I am going to have a controversial pick.
Oh, let's hear this.
The Inner Light.
Really? A lot
It
of...
is.
Okay, don't get me
It
wrong.
is.
I'm not hating your pick. I'm just like, most people love that episode.
Here's my problem with it. Nothing fucking happens.
That is
It's
true. Nothing
It
gets
is an
accomplished.
episode where we have this entire fictional life that goes on in Picard's head, spattered over 44 minutes, and it is fucking nothing. And basically, what do we get from it? Occasionally, Picard will look wistfully at a flute in an episode later on. Like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times, he has that flute. And it's like, oh, that's a callback to the Inner Light. Man, nothing sure did happen in that episode.
Yeah, it's like, shit, man. For me, if I said, okay, so season 1 is out. Okay.
Yeah, pick your worst not season 1 episode.
Not season 1 episode. Okay. Okay, and I'm excluding the first episode of season 2.
Yeah, okay.
Because we already mentioned that one and how bad that was. God, there's a lot of good choices.
Or a lot of bad choices.
Yeah, bad choices, yeah. Bad choices. If I'm gonna say right now, I'm favoring Starship Mine.
Okay.
That's the episode where Picard has to basically become a John McClane on his own vessel.
It's a concept that I think sounded very good on paper.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily executed to full effect, so I
Yeah.
can understand. So
No,
yeah,
I got one.
okay.
Sub Rosa.
Okay, so here's the thing. That's my pick for weirdest.
Okay, I could be. That is my pick for worst. If I want weird, it's also in season 7. Okay. Masks.
Okay. Yep.
That is definitely a weird episode.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think Sub Rosa is really fucking weird. The one where they all got transporter accidented into being kids is kind of weird.
Yeah, that was. God damn it! I just saw that episode too because I'm looking through a list of the episodes.
Rascals.
Rascals. Yeah, that's what it was. That was.
Yeah.
That was a little bizarre. Best though, there was one other episode I recommend for best. Like,
okay.
As other than Measure of Man. Measure of Man is my first choice, definitely hands down. If I couldn't pick that one, Drumhead.
Don't remember Drumhead.
That is the one where basically the Enterprise's warp core had an accident, and they brought on an admiral named Admiral Satie, and she goes full paranoid on the ship, hunting down spies.
Gotcha.
And gets Worf involved. And she even puts Picard on the stand as a possible saboteur/spy.
Okay.
And he just tears her apart verbally. So, but I would say Measure of Man is definitely my first pick for best. Worst is Code of Honor. If I can't pick season 1, then it's the one I mentioned earlier. Goddamn, I just had it in my head.
Masks.
What was it?
Masks.
No, that was weird.
Oh, okay.
Masks was way weird. Sub Rosa.
Sub Rosa, yeah.
If Code of Honor wasn't such horrifyingly bad, honestly, I would probably rate Sub Rosa higher than Code of Honor, because albeit Code of Honor is in season 1, and Sub Rosa is in season 7, so by then they should have learned better.
Yeah.
But Code of Honor is so terrifyingly bad that I can't help but put it as the worst.
Sure. Another one would be in contention for me for weird would be Genesis from season 7, which is where everybody's DNA gets rewritten and they mutate into horrible creatures.
Oh yeah, the horrible little critter things. Yeah. Oh.
Is that the one with Barclay protomorphosis syndrome?
Yeah, it turns into a spider. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, Genesis. Yep. Worf turning
Yeah.
into a primitive Klingon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love Reginald Barclay, but yeah, it's not a great episode.
All right. So for you, best episode.
I mean, I think Measure of a Man's the right answer.
Okay.
There are some solid other bangers, and honestly, most data-centric episodes are very good. You've just got so many to pick from because the writers wisely realized early on that Data was a fucking gold mine.
Oh yeah.
I would be tempted to pick like some of the holodeck episodes, but those became kind of a cliche.
If I was gonna pick a holodeck episode, it would be in, I think it's season 1, the one where Moriarty comes alive.
Is that 1 or 2?
It might be in 2. I'm looking.
2.
2. It's 2. Okay.
But
yeah, Elementary
there's-
Dear Data. Yeah, episode 3.
There's some absolute bangers. The thing about Next Gen was, despite running for more than twice as long as the original series, it had a much better hit-to-miss ratio overall. So there are some excellent episodes in there. But yeah, Measure of a Man's probably my favorite.
All right, so worst.
Yeah, I'm going to say... I won't say Inner Light is worse than season 1 episodes. I think Code of Honor has the title just on racism alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like just on racism alone, this is terrible.
But like, jeez, is it Conspiracy that has like most of Starfleet that's been controlled by like space slugs?
That I think that was season 1 or season 2.
It's the end of season 1.
Oh yeah, Conspiracy.
It's the next to last.
Next to last, because Neutral Zone's the next one after that.
Yeah, I think Conspiracy. If we ignore the abomination that is Code of Honor, but still allow season 1, I think I would probably pick Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Basically, Picard season 3 did that storyline better. And then, yeah, weirdest for me is probably Sub Rosa, just because what the fuck is even going on, man? Them having to come back with a torture sci-fi bullshit explanation for why there's a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
He's some kind of subspace entity that's attracted to this lantern, and Jesus Christ.
Like,
what the fuck are we even doing anymore?
Yeah, what is going on here?
Speaking of ghosts, though, we do have, I guess, going back to the original series briefly, the episode with Red Jack, who is implied to be the spirit of Jack the Ripper.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh
god.
God.
Weirdo. But no, I'll stick with my answers.
Yeah, Jack the fucking Ripper. Oh my God. What the hell was that all about? Alright, so that's Next Gen.
Yes.
Oh boy. Let's get to the next one that came out, which would be Deep Space Nine.
Alright. So
we got the good, the bad, and the weird. Squidgy just called my worst.
Yep, that is the correct answer for worst.
Yeah, I have never seen a more off-tone episode in Star Trek ever than that episode.
Yeah, that is actually a contender for worst episode of Star Trek.
Just
Full stop.
entirely.
Yes.
It's like, what? Who thought this was a good idea? It was just like, what the fuck happened here?
Like, who greenlighted this pilot?
Yeah, Move Along Home was a terrible episode of Star Trek.
Yes.
Good God, it was so terrible. I want to say... See, that's also weird, but I can't put it in the same one.
Okay.
So, like, I can't do that one. I'm looking for weird. I know. I can't remember the episode. Give me a second. DS9 episode where Luxana causes everyone to act weird. I'm trying to remember this. Fascination. Alright. Fascination is my vote for weird. Alright.
Okay.
This episode is an episode where Luxana Troy comes to the station. Her and Odo are having a thing. Alright?
Yep.
As weird as that romance was.
Yep.
Because they're having this thing, every time she gets a sudden, like, flash of headache, someone around her suddenly starts getting very amorous.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's completely random on who they get amorous with, want to get amorous with, and how they act.
Okay.
Which causes hilarity to ensue. A good second weird episode for me is called The Forsaken. Mainly because of its solution, not so much its what goes on in the episode. That's the episode where the computer gets an alien program.
Yep.
And it starts wreaking havoc in the station. And O'Brien's fix for it is to contain it in an area and treat it like a puppy. And give it attention every now and then so it's happy. Which begs the fucking question, when the Dominion and the Cardassians took over the station, how in the nine hells did this little computer program not go apeshit on them?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck happened? So those are my weird episodes.
I will add to the weird list Prophet and Lace.
Oh yeah, where Quark had to cross-dress.
Yes, just because it feels like an excuse to have that happen. Just, I get what they were trying to do, but it didn't feel like they pulled it off.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, here's where some things definitely get interesting for good episodes. Alright? Where is the episode I'm looking for? Where is it? There's an episode, it involves Bashir. Why? Piss off. Jesus Christ. There it is. Inter Arma Inem Silent Legis.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
It's that one, and the other one is Extreme Measures.
Okay.
Alright. They are both times where Bashir is forced to take on, God, what's the name? Sloane. In Section 31.
Mm-hmm.
In Inter Armas Inem Silent Legis, he is sent to Romulus to watch a Romulan senator to see if that senator has a particular disease.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that one.
Alright. Because of that, Sloane ends up getting caught. everyone thinks he's dead, and Bashir figures out that Sloan actually isn't dead. They pretended that he's dead, and all this other bullshit has happened. And he confronts the Admiral about it, and the Admiral quotes the name of the episode, Inter Arma in a Silent Legis, which means, in times of war, the law falls silent. And so, it's an interesting episode. I think it's very well written, in terms of, like, a spy kind of situation.
Yeah.
With Extreme Measures, it's the culmination of everything that's happened with Section 31 and Bashir and O'Brien. And O'Brien is the one who pulls Bashir from the brink. It's finally an episode where O'Brien does not have to fucking suffer.
Right on.
And it's nice to see that.
I do like the Section 31 storyline on Deep Space Nine. My pick for best is going to go against some of the things that I've said for previous series, because it's kind of a one-off episode that doesn't necessarily feel like terribly important, but I think it was just magical the way they pulled it together. And that is Trials and Tribulations.
Okay, yeah. Trials and Tribulations, exceptionally good. You know, another one-shot episode that I really loved? Give me a second. I know the name of it. Is it in season 7? I thought it was in season 7. It may not be in season 7. I think it might be season 6. It's during the Dominion War. I remember that. The Magnificent Ferengi.
Okay.
I both would label that under my weird category, but also my fun category. Because it's silly, it's absurd, but it's still good. So there is that. Now, if I want the most powerful episode, I wouldn't say this is the best episode, but a lot of people do say that. In the Pale Moonlight.
Okay.
I'd still consider it a very good episode. It's just not the best for me. But it's definitely up there. So, alright. What is your best, your worst? Did I say my worst already?
Yeah, we both agreed that the fucking...
Oh, yeah, Al Moraine bullshit. Yeah, that was worst. Alright, and I said my weird. So what's your best and weird?
My best is Trials and Tribulations.
Okay.
And what I already blanked on my weird... Oh, no, it was the Prophet and Lace.
Prophet and Lace. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Those are both good ones. Alright, so now we get Star Trek Voyager episodes.
Can we just say they're all the worst?
Oh, I take it you are not a fan of Voyager.
I mean, it had some good episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
All
right.
Can we start with worst?
Yeah, let's start with worst.
Threshold.
Threshold is really bad. I can see Threshold. I can agree with you on Threshold. That was a terrible episode.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it was particularly bad. Another bad one for me was Tattoo. Because they fucked up so many Native American things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you a good one, though. Death Wish.
Oh, with the Q.
Yes. Where one Q's trying to kill himself, and the other Q's like, you can't do that, we're immortal. Stop trying that shit.
I think that's a fantastic episode.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. It was very well done. So that was kind of cool.
Welcome, traveler.
I got my weird one.
Oh, I got my weird one too. Hey, Black Falcon, welcome. How are we, fella? I'm doing fine, man. I hope you're doing great. I believe you're a streamer, so let me give you the your shout out. And welcome, Jay Wolves, to the tavern. Grab yourself a mug of ale, pull up a chair, have fun. And don't fireball my goddamn tavern. All right, what is your weird one? Because it might be the same one as mine.
It's Tuvix.
Oh, you picked the episode after the one I picked.
Okay.
I picked The Thaw.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for the shout out. Did someone say tavern? Yes, this is my tavern. Welcome to it. Don't set it on fire. All right, those are all the commands. Do you have any dinosaurs? Yes, I have a ton of dinosaurs. They are everywhere. Just a little fire. Please stop. Why is everybody a pyro in my damn tavern? All right. So you pick Tuvix. I can see Tuvix for... Squidgy just tried to set fire to my tavern again. I can see Tuvix. I can understand Tuvix. The Thaw for me is weirder. That's the one where Taurus and Kim are inside an artificial hibernation station. D-Secret, what does this do? Fireball, the exclamation point fireball sets off the fireball, but you have to wait 30 seconds between fireballs. So that way you guys can't just mass spam it. The thought was with that creature or that holographic critter that acts like a clown.
Okay.
And he survives off of fear.
Sure.
So that's definitely my worst. Or no, not my worst, my weird.
Weirdest. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that will top Threshold for worst.
I'm looking to see if there's anything that meets my thing for worst. I mean, Threshold is really bad. Let me think. For best, I'm honestly leaning towards Scorpion Part 1 and 2.
Okay.
Those are really good episodes.
Oh, that's where they discover the species
8472, yeah. Though Year of Hell is also really good. Trying to think if there's any that really do not sit well. Like, that stand out beyond Threshold. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh. Oh, here's a weird one. Bride of Chaotica.
That one doesn't even ring a bell for me.
Chaos erupts as aliens from the fifth dimension interpret Lieutenant Paris's Captain Proton holographic novel as reality.
Oh boy.
That's weird. That's some weird shit. Posture check. I gotta sit up. Let's see. Think Tank is actually a pretty good episode too. I like that one.
I'm trying to look for a best. It's hard for me.
You're having trouble finding a best. I'm having trouble finding a worst that's worse than the one you picked.
Yeah, well, that's because it's the worst.
Yeah,
If there is a Star Trek episode in the franchise that can compete with Move Along Home, it is Threshold.
It is Threshold. Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
It's like they looked at Genesis from Next Gen where everybody devolved and said, why don't we do that and then have fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. Yeah. Um. Oh, here we go. This one may be worse. Alice. A space shuttle with a seductive female persona becomes an obsession for Tom Paris and convinces him to cannibalize Voyager for parts.
I mean, I can kind of honestly see Tom doing that.
Yeah. It's just it is a terrible episode. Uh Body and Soul, Nightingale, Flesh and Blood, Shattered.
Oh, there's Sunkatsu, which guest stars Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, but that was kind of a weird, fun episode.
I mean, yeah, but it is weird.
Yeah.
Let's take Star Trek and cross-promote it with wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Because that'll work. Yeah, I'm going to have to go agree with you on worst. I can't find an episode that really hits it worse.
Yeah.
Nothing really strikes me as just that bad.
Yep. So yeah, my worst is Threshold. My weirdest is Tuvix. I don't know. For best, I'm just gonna have to probably say one of the episodes that focuses on the Doctor because he's the best fucking character.
There is the episode where he has to go to court to argue for his rights as a creator of writing.
Yes, but see, the problem with that episode is it feels too much like it's trying to recapture the glory of Measure of a Man.
That's true.
Which, it's a great episode, but...
what about the episode where he goes onto a ship with B'Elanna, and there turns out to be another hologram on there, and the hologram hates people?
Oh... Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I love the Doctor. Oh, Lifeline, where he basically gets compressed, transferred back to the Alpha Quadrant to help save his creator, featuring Reginald Barclay and Counselor Troy. That could be a good one. Yeah. So, I mean, it really takes him off of the context of Voyager and is really just the Doctor. On the bright side, that does mean no Neelix.
Yeah. That is... why don't we do this and backtrack a little?
Okay.
Best and worst character in the show.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so let's go for the original series.
Best character in the original series and worst character in the original series. I am going to say that, my instincts want to say Spock for best character, but that is not the correct answer, I feel.
Okay.
It is Dr. McCoy.
I was going to say McCoy for myself as well. McCoy is a great character, at least in the original series.
Yes.
For worst...
I mean, Chekhov's kind of a whiny bitch.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with that woman who basically tried to switch bodies with Kirk.
Okay, so we're not just talking about series regulars. We're talking about any character that
any character that literally just rubbed you the wrong way.
Sure. Janice Lester is who you're talking about.
Yeah, her.
That is absolutely a top-notch pick there.
Yeah. All right, so what about you for worst?
Well, if I'm not limited to regulars, then...
Heading to collect the asset.
I would say that... Oh God. Does it count as a character if it's essentially a created psychic projection? You remember Finnegan? Chickadee
Yeah,
boy!
I remember Finnegan.
He's not, a real, he's not the real Finnegan, but holy shit, I just want to beat that guy with a tire iron.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um,
Fucking Finnegan, man.
but Janice Lester's also a strong pick because holy crap, what the hell was wrong with whoever was writing that episode?
I'm not sure. I think it was probably either some guy or some woman who just had some beef with male sexism.
Yeah, but honestly, the way she's portrayed comes off as a reductive, misogynist take. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what,
I don't
like,
know.
I'm not sure if it was someone who had a problem with male sexism or a person who was sexist in the first place.
Yes, that
Like,
is.
you can't tell.
Yeah. So next gen best and worst character, I will have to say the best is Data.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree, but if I'm going to go with something slightly different than you,
Okay.
so that way we don't have constant repeats, my second pick would honestly be probably Worf.
Sure. Yeah. Honestly, once they figured out how to use Dr. Crusher and Troy, I think there were no bad ones amongst the main cast. Like, we had a solid main cast, better than any other Trek uh, up until Strange New Worlds, because honestly, I think Strange New Worlds has a universally solid cast as well.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
we'll get to that here.
yes.
um,
Worst character for
Hey,
next gen.
Jenny.
yeah, buddy?
I missed out.
Huh?
I missed out.
Danny, what's up? No, go to bed. I thought you were going to take a shot of Fireball. Oh, boy.
Asset has been
Worst
detected.
next gen character. Oh, God, what was his name? Captain Jellicoe.
Jellicoe, really?
He's kind of just
It's kind of a douche.
he's a dick. Yeah. I don't know if he's worst, but he's certainly holy shit bad. Bruce Maddox, the guy who wanted to decommission Data, is also pretty bad.
Yeah, he was terrible, but I wouldn't say he was bad.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by a bad character. I mean, I'm thinking disliked personally, but
Yeah, if you want to go with dislike personally, it makes sense.
I'm trying to think of other one-off characters that just absolutely burned my toast. I really think that. Oh shit! The outrageous Okona.
Okana?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Okana.
Where's Miss Angelica?
She's in our bathroom, I think.
The thing is that Next Gen did a really good job of these side characters. Oh no, fuck.
Yes, go.
I changed my answer. The douchebag who brought the game to the Enterprise. Him.
Are you talking about Riker?
No, the one who was playing against Data with
the Zakdorn dude.
the Zakdorn dude.
Yeah, I could say he's terrible. Hey Enzo, how you doing?
Kohlrami? I think
Yeah.
that's his name.
Yeah, Kohlrami. Grandmaster Kohlrami.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, oh my god, that was terrible.
So who's your worst?
Oh, there's some really bad ones. I mean, shit. There is... God, what is it? Konami was on my list. Fuck, there were other people. I just had the list in my head.
No!
For best, yeah, I said Worf. For worst...
Transportation complete.
Oh...
Asset has been delivered.
God damn, I'm trying to think. Kurami did kind of piss me off quite a bit.
Oh.
Okay, what the hell, game? Come on. I'm trying to remember all the characters and I'm having trouble. My brain just fucking went blank.
If you can think of, any of the circumstances around the characters.
I know. Next Generation episodes. Alright, let me see the episodes again. God, who else was there? The guy in Arsenal of Freedom, the sales guy.
Okay, yeah.
He was really annoying. Like,
I can see it.
like, goddamn, he was annoying. I'm like doing like a quick look through all the episodes just to see if there's the one that really stands out to me. The scientist who transfers his mind to Data.
Okay,
He was kind of an asshole.
sure.
Riker's dad, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. There was one that stood out to me, and I'm trying to remember what the fuck the name of it was.
Do you remember what species?
There it is. It's the guy in season 3, episode 1. He is that scientist that wants to watch like a star collapse, and like his little device has to be in just the right place. And he's so much of an egotistical prick that life is emerging on the Enterprise, like synthetic life. And he decides, fuck it, let's kill it.
Yes.
I'm like, fuck this man. That was who I was trying to remember. It was like, that smug douchebag. I couldn't remember his fucking name.
Boo this man!
Boo this man! Fuck him. It was just like, what the fuck was this? Alright, so we got Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine, best and worst characters. Honestly, Deep Space Nine is mostly bangers as far as characters, like the main cast. There isn't one amongst them that I hate, really, in terms of the core cast.
I'm tied for best between two characters.
I'm going to guess Bashir is one of your two?
Nope.
No!
No, Bashir's not one of my favorites.
Okay.
Though one of my picks is related to Bashir.
Garrick? Yes.
Garrick was a great character.
I was going to guess Bashir and Garrick, because, they're just the danger duo.
Yeah.
But Garrick is a solid pick.
The other is because I hate his character so much, but it's not a hate that, like, this character's bad. This is a hate, like, they wrote him so well that we have to hate him.
Okay.
Wayoon.
Okay.
He is my other favorite. It is...
My pick for best is Quark.
I would say Quark Odo is a good combo. That is...
Yeah, like the chemistry between Quark and Odo, just like the chemistry between Bashir and Garrick, fantastic. I just think that Quark gave us something completely alien in every sense of the word to previous Star Trek, because the Federation's a socialist utopia. You don't really have a lot of capitalism going on there. And yeah, we'd seen the Ferengi show up in various Next Gen episodes, but here's Quark, a regular, doing his level best to hustle his ass off and make a little profit, and just playing beautifully off of everything else there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Quark is my favorite Deep Space Nine character. Though, like I said, all bangers. The weak links in Deep Space Nine are like, well, the second host for the Dax symbiont was not quite up to Jadzia's charisma.
Yeah.
Miles O'Brien's kind of understated. These are complaints that are like, but they're still great characters.
I would say for characters I didn't like, that I really just... There's one character that always comes to mind with Deep Space Nine that I hate saying this. I want to punch her in the face.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
About as hard as I can. And she lasts the entire fucking show. It's like, motherfucker. Like, she started talking in, like, the first episode, and after 10 minutes, I'm like, Cisco, you punched Q. For the love of the gods, punch her. Like, shut her up.
Yeah, Vedic win.
Vedic win. Or Kai win later on.
Yes.
Fucking hell. Squidgy says, I loved all the genetically modified people when they showed up. They were kind of cool. They are not my favorite, but they are, I would label them in the good category.
Yeah.
Sloane is also a great character. He was done very well.
And like, Wynn was like a great character in the sense of being a foil and a villain, but holy shit, I hate that character.
You almost said something else. Like, I can't say that.
I was debating several words.
There are words that are going through our heads that are not acceptable for mixed company.
Yeah, and I've also dropped a lot of F-bombs already this stream.
I am fairly certain that we are not a PG-13 stream.
No.
Oh, God. So that's that. Voyager. All right, let's go for best and worst. I have a funny feeling I know who you're going to pick as worst.
I mean, the obvious answer would be Neelix, but that's not the right answer.
Oh, let's hear the right answer. What is the right answer, sir?
I don't even remember her name now. The Neelix's buddy. What's
Kes?
her name? Kes. Neelix was obnoxious, but Kes was just useless.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, if the show had had one or the other, I think it would be very easy to like the show a lot better. But it has two just horrible characters, and Neelix at least occasionally was funny. Occasionally.
Yeah, it...
Chakotay was kind of boring.
Yeah, Chakotay was kind of meh out of 10.
Janeway is written inconsistently, so she comes off as, like, just absolutely batshit. Hey, AP!
AP's here.
But yeah, Kes is my pick for worst Voyager character.
Alright. For me, Cass was bad. Don't get me wrong. She was really bad. But I have someone I feel was just a hair worse.
Okay.
And it was not because where Kes was there for a while, Neelix was there for the entire show.
Yep.
Both of them, in my opinion, had moments where they shined. Okay? This character wasn't in the show for long. And she just came off as the stereotypical, overly clingy girlfriend.
Okay.
Seska.
Don't remember.
She was the Cardassian that was pretending to be Bajoran and had a thing for Chakotay.
What is her? How do you spell her name?
Seska? Seska, I think?
Seska. Okay.
Seska. Oh, there it is.
Oh man.
Picking up asset.
Yeah. She was a terrible character. Either she was like almost not memorable to a lot of people, or is remembered for being basically a shit, like overly clingy girlfriend character.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
It's just like, yeah. Fuck that.
So best Voyager character.
Best Voyager.
I think,
Oh.
for me, it's the Doctor.
All right.
I can understand people saying Tuvok. Tuvok is amazing. I can understand people saying Seven. Seven's amazing.
Seven was going to be my
choice. Yeah.
I was going to say Seven was going to be my choice because her interactions with the Doctor, they both played off each other so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Tuvok is amazing. I like Harry Kim. Tom Paris is kind of a dumb fuckboy, but you know what? He has at least some redeeming qualities.
Yeah, he's a good dad.
Yeah, basically, your captain, your first officer, and your two useless assholes they picked up in the Delta Quadrant aren't great, but everybody else is pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually, and here's just a slightly bonus pick. The serial killer dude.
Suitor was good.
Yeah, just he's not there that often, but holy crap!
When he is there, it is fucking heinous.
Yeah, Brad Dourif, I forget how we emphasize his name.
Yeah, Dudorf or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, whatever. Christ. They nailed him beautifully.
Yep.
Because he has that creepiness factor that just works for the character he's playing. And the fact that he's a Betazoid serial killer, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
That is like, hi, I have the capability of reading minds, and I want to hunt and murder people.
Yep.
Oh! That is a terrifying idea for a serial killer.
Yeah. So, if I were to pick deliberately outside the main cast for a best character, I'd probably pick him.
Yeah, him. He is frightening. And I love him for it. I love also how he changed, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was very much like, first episode he was like, I'm a killer, da-da-da-da-da, and he was getting into some heinous stuff. But the second episode he's in, he's changed his ways. He's become a better crew member, and he wants to help. But people just aren't trusting him, except for the Doctor and Tuvok. And we then get to see him being forced to let go.
Mm-hmm.
And that is terrifying. I feel so bad for the dude.
Yeah.
Because he tried so hard for so long to be a good person. For just Seska to ruin it for him. By invading the ship at the wrong time.
Yep.
Like, oh, that sucks. And it was heartbreaking when he died.
Yeah.
I get why they did it. It's understandable. But it's just like, dude. Like, that hurts just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, there is that. Alright. We're hitting the next show. Enterprise.
Yep. Enterprise.
Yep. Do you have faith of the heart? Because at this point, I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, I suppose I do.
All right.
All right. Do we want to do characters or episodes or?
Well, let's do episodes first for best, worst, and weird, and then we'll do characters.
All right.
All right, so...
Best episodes of Enterprise.
Well, I have my weird. I can think of it even without looking at the episode list.
Okay.
It's the episode where Chip gets pregnant.
Yeah.
That is just weird as hell. Oh, yeah, unexpected. That's what it's called. Unexpected.
Yeah, I can see that. That is a strong contender for weird.
Asset being transported.
I'm going to say A Night in Sickbay for weird.
A Night in Sickbay I could see.
Yeah, just because it's essentially an episode-long conversation between the captain and the doctor about how the captain's not getting any.
Yeah, it's just like that's a little weird.
You want to do best or worst next?
I'm gonna go for best.
Okay.
And for me, that's The Council.
The Council. Remind me of that one.
That is during the Xindi arc.
Okay.
And it's where Archer basically has a full-on diplomatic sit-down talk with members of the council, and it ends up splitting the council.
Okay.
It was definitely an interesting one. That's why I put it on my thing for best.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to say...
I know my worst, too.
I mean, Regeneration's an interesting one just because of the Proto-Borg, but...
Yeah, Regeneration was good, but I felt like it was just a continuation of First Contact.
I'm going to say Babel 1.
Babel 1 is good.
Because, we're getting Proto-Federation stuff with the Tellarites and the Andorians, and we get Shran, who is just amazing. Jeffrey Combs as Shran is one of the best things about Enterprise. Spoiler alert, he may be my favorite.
Yeah, I figured he'd be probably your favorite character. Hey, Angel Woman! For worst, these are the voyages.
The conclusion episode that
Yes.
turns out to be a holodeck program.
And it says that the whole show is a holodeck program.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. It's just
I mean, holodeck program based on actual events, but
yeah.
Yeah.
To collect the asset.
I'm looking at some lists here. Extinction, where they get devolved into primitive life forms. Again, that's a real common trope that they seem to want to hit a lot in Star Trek, and it never works out the way they want. Yeah, so, but, yeah, I will definitely concur with you that the finale just sucked all the wind out of the sails of the show. It felt so wrong.
Yeah. It was just like, what the hell? And it sucked it out so hard.
Yeah, they I understand the intent was to try and, tie it back into next gen and give the series a sense of greater connection to the other shows, but
This on.
Okay.
But where's my mom on day?
I don't know where she is right now, buddy. She's around somewhere.
I'm getting something to yeah.
So characters?
All right, characters. Gee, I wonder what your favorite's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I am going to pick two here. I'm going to pick one from the regular cast, and I'm going to pick one from not the regular cast. And the not regular cast is Shran.
Yeah, Shran, not favorite, is not regular cast, definitely. Regular cast. Let's see who you pick.
I mean, there are a couple of underrated gems. I would say that Trip Tucker would ordinarily take it for me, but I'm going to go with Hoshi.
Hoshi, okay. That is not my pick. Hoshi is a good pick, though. I can understand that one.
Yep.
Mine is Phlox.
Really?
Yeah, I loved his humor as a character, and some of the episodes that are very Phlox-centric were actually really, in-depth thinking episodes.
That's fair. I mean, he's definitely someone that is unpopular with a segment of the fandom, but I will say I've always considered Phlox to be Neelix done right.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But he was the breath of fresh air that the show kind of needed.
And I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I think my pick for worst character will surprise you, so let's hear your worst character first.
Okay, worst character. Let me think. For a regular character, it's Reed.
Okay.
He's too much of a stick in the mud, and it took the show way too long to make him open up.
I mean, that's fair.
Andrew Woman's asking what show we're talking about. We're going over our best, worst, and weirdest episodes in every Star Trek series, and then we're going also over best and worst characters.
And right now we're on Star Trek Enterprise, the fifth incarnation of Star Trek.
Yep, the prequel. He's my worst consistent character.
Yeah.
The worst not consistent character is the Sphere Builders.
Okay. You have an unknown disease. Which doctor do you want from any series?
Oh. I'm gonna go with the EMH.
The EMH is a good pick.
He can't get sick from your disease, and he has the knowledge of all other doctors.
All other doctors up to that point.
Yep.
I would say that's a very, very solid pick.
Yep. Though Bashir would be a good second choice.
Yeah, I mean, he does have that augment DNA making him super smart and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think that the EMH is probably the way to go. On the other hand, the EMH, while he is sentient, sapient, he's an independent thinking being, he may not have quite the same facility for flashes of insight and inspiration that a biological doctor has. So Bashir, I think, competes very favorably with him.
Oh, yeah.
So my worst character in Star Trek Enterprise is Captain Goddamn Jonathan Archer.
I can see that. Reed, for me, beat him just by a hair.
And here's the thing. There are objectively worse characters for like an episode or two, but name a defining characteristic of Jonathan Archer that isn't he owns a dog.
Okay. I can understand that. Or Polo.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Big into water polo.
He is the very definition of mid. He is just absolutely bland as hell. He is a saltine in a captain's bar, rank uniform.
Yeah.
If there's a dictionary or the data pad with basic bitch, it would have a picture of Jonathan fucking Archer.
Okay, so my non-consistent character, like I said, was the Sphere Builders.
Yeah.
Because they were just bland, dead, nothing.
Yep.
Like, insert evil overlord number 642 here.
Yep.
It's like, Fuck, man. At least frickin' what was his name? Solon, whatever his name was. The guy, the green guy in Enterprise.
The green guy in Enterprise.
The one that was the genetically altered race.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the altered Suliban?
Yeah, the main Suliban guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he had personality.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, we needed more of that. So there's that. Alright, so let us go. I think we covered the good, bad, weird episodes. We covered best and worst characters. Let us move on to the next show.
Which I'm curious as to how you're going to define next show.
Well, after Enterprise was Discovery.
Okay, so we're not worried about any sideline movie continuity or anything like that.
I mean, we could do movies, but I kind of want to do the shows first, and then we can circle back to the movies.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Star Trek Discovery, I have seen very little of.
Yeah.
So you might be going solo here in terms of episodes in particular.
All right. So, I love how they did this in reverse. This is really annoying. Okay. For worst episode, hands down, the Vulcan Hello, the first episode.
Okay, yeah.
It is a prime example of what do we do as Starfleet officers? Okay, that's what we're supposed to do. Let's do the exact opposite now.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Burnham becomes a better character in later seasons, but in that first season, I wanted her gone.
Unfortunately, she's the main character.
Yeah, and that's the other problem I have with Discovery. We have a main character.
Uh-huh.
Not characters. Character. One.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like, ugh.
Uh-huh.
So frustrating. Alright. For best episode. Oh, let me look and see what we got. Because I guarantee you it ain't going to be in season fucking 1. I'm looking for the frickin' episode in question.
Photon torpedo incoming.
Uh-oh. God damn it! What was the episode? That was that one for what's Guardian of Forever. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
It's the episode that he's in.
Oh. Right on.
Season 3, episode 10. Alright, so season 3, episode 10. What is the name of the episode, please? Terra Firma.
Okay.
That's the episode he's in, is Terra Firma. And they got an actor to come out. Yeah, I did see Squidgy's AMA. We did answer it, AP. I think AP missed it.
Oh.
It's okay. You're fine. Everything's okay. We're just letting you know you probably missed it. Oh, cures over time. Wonderful. But yeah, Terra Firma apparently is the episode.
Okay.
And there's a guy named Carl who is guarding a door in the middle of nowhere. It's a little wooden door. And Emperor Giorgio basically was like trying to find a way to get back to her reality so that she doesn't die.
Right.
All that jazz. And they get to meet Carl. And then his voice changes at one point going, I am the guardian of forever.
Nice.
And it was like, and it was the same old voice from the original series.
Yes.
So I was like, yes, this, give me more of this. I loved it. It was very great episode. It was very well done. It had a lot of alternate, like, you know, what if you took a slightly different path kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was interesting how they did it. So there was that. For weird.
Is it going to be a weird episode that focuses on the space fungus warp drive?
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one is going to be it. Let's see. I can't remember the name of the episode. But it's the episode where they finally let the tardigrade go.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of weird fucky-wucky shit with that.
En route to pick up the asset.
I see.
So I would say that would probably be my weird episode. Though
All right.
Season 4 did have some weird stuff in it. Was it Season 4? No, it was Season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3 is... The whole episode, I think it's... The Sukal. That's what the episode is, Sukal. It's the episode where they discover what caused the burn, which made like warp drive not work anymore because dilithium is gone.
Right.
And because of that, it was, and this is a spoiler, so please, if you want to watch the show, please turn off your ears now. They find out the burn was caused by one kid born on a planet that had a lot of dilithium on it, and he was subjected to the radiation of it, and it changed him slightly to where when he screamed out in pain, that scream caused dilithium across the entire galaxy to explode.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, what the fuck? Like, this is what they decided was the, you know, the solution. I was like, oh my god.
Transportation underway.
So, all in all, it was definitely a weird episode.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Best, worst characters. I am stuck between, for best, between Tilly and the fungus doctor. I can't remember his name. It just left me.
Mm.
Spoilers over for those who muted. Oh, yes. Thank you, AP. It's either Tilly or, fuck, what is his name? I know it, too. It's going to drive me up a wall. Burnham, Discovery, Ash Tyler, no. Lorca. Try to remember the name of the character. Alright, you know what? Star Trek, Discovery, Mushroom, Doctor, Mushroom Scientist. I know I spelled that wrong, but Stamens. That was his name. Stamens. Those were the two good characters. I'd be hard pressed to guess either one. For bad characters, oof.
Confirming asset
I really want to say Burnham, but that's only for season 1. I don't want... She's not that bad in the later seasons. I will say... Okay, what is the name of the Klingon in season 1? Star Trek Discovery. Klingon leader. What is his name? No, not her. Tukuvma. Tukuvma was a shitty ass character. Him and Volk.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Volk. Because it's like, hi, we want to remain Klingon. What the fuck does that mean there, jackass? Explain this shit. Like, what the fuck? It was just so aggravating. It's like, yeah, no, that's not what we need.
Yeah.
So that's Discovery. Then we hit Picard, because Picard came out after Discovery.
I believe that's correct. I'm not sure Picard versus Lower Decks timing, but...
I haven't seen enough Lower Decks to make an assessment, so if you want to cover that one real quick...
Sure.
Let you fly solo for a moment.
Sure, I'm happy to talk about the Lower Decks episodes and characters. It's my favorite Star Trek, except maybe Strange New Worlds. Just, it's so well done. It's so freaking well done. Let me see. In terms of bad episodes, I might actually struggle. Because I honestly think that they do a pretty good job most of the time. Okay, I'm going to say, in terms of weird episodes, I'm going to pick Season 3, Episode 7, A Mathematically Perfect Redemption.
Okay.
Not to spoil too much, but basically in an earlier season, there was an exocomp that became a member of Starfleet. And under certain circumstances, she became separated from the ship, ended up on a planet, and this is, the first time we see her since that happened. And the episode goes some fucked up places.
Wonderful.
I won't spoil anything, but yeah. There's some great weird ones, but that one, for me, was the weirdest.
Squidgy says the crossover episode of Lower Decks Strange New Worlds was done perfectly for both shows.
Yes, that is technically a Strange New Worlds episode, though. Even though it does have actual animated content, I'm counting that amongst the Strange New Worlds episodes.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about bad episodes.
Peanut Hamper.
Yeah, Peanut Hamper, the exocomp.
Yeah.
Which, it's like, what? Peanut Hamper? It's a mathematically perfect name. Actually...
Why isn't just Fireball the damn tavern?
A name for yourself.
Of course.
Hi, Wizen.
I'm going to say maybe... Man, I'm going to bypass worst episode, because honestly, there aren't any of these that I think are bad.
Okay.
Least best,
You can go with least best, then. Yeah.
Sure. In terms of least best, I might say Cupid's Errant Arrow, just because I think that it shits on Boimler just a little too much.
That's fair.
Yeah, Peanut Hamper is a terrible person, or exocom. Um, and then in terms of best episodes, like I'm going to say, uh, which one is the one with Badgie? The first appearance of Badgie. Uh, season 1, episode 6, Terminal Provocations. Oh yes. Okay. Terminal Provocations. Which
I
some
like
people
this next
don't
objective.
care for,
I
but
think he will
I
too.
just love Badgie. What Lower Decks does so well is it takes tropey things that we've seen in Star Trek and it just deconstructs them for hilarity. Terminal Provocation introduces us to
The more we
Badgie,
share
who
our
is a
knowledge with the
holodeck
world, the
program
more
who
accepted
gets
they become.
glitchy
And by
and
extension,
just
the more
takes
our
it
work
like,
enters the
you think,
mainstream.
oh, Moriarty was bad. No, no. Badgie would kill Moriarty. So yeah, I love Badgie. Um, yeah, I will say it's worth noting that apparently on IMDb, the worst episodes of Lower Decks are at a 7.2 something, or even higher. Whereas in other series you were looking at like 6 points and lower 7 points. So yeah, just absolutely fantastic. Best and worst characters. I'm going to say that best character for me has got to be Dr. Ta'ana,
Okay.
uh, though Ensign Tendi is a close second. Dr. Tana is the medical officer for the Cerritos, and she is a Cation,
A
a
cat.
cat person.
Yeah.
Yes. We last saw cat people in Star Trek the animated series. Hadn't seen one since, but yeah, Dr. Tana is a cat person. In terms of worst character, I mean, wow. Admiral Buonamigo, I think, is probably the worst person that we've run into. Um, I mean, he's like Kai Wynn. He's a good villain for the show, but yeah, he's just very infuriating. All right, so we've covered Lower Decks. Let's talk Picard.
Oh yeah, Picard. All right.
Um, what do you want to start with?
Well, best, worst, and weirdest episode.
Which one?
I am going to go with. I don't know. There's so many good choices. I, what the hell is going on? There's a bunch of pounding on the walls here.
Hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Ah,
Oh, it's always hard to find a because this is one of those shows that keeps going on and on and on. It's hard to pick out one episode.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what makes it more difficult. Um if I'm going to go for weird, I would say if anything 2 of 1
Okay.
because that doesn't feel like so much of a Star Trek episode as more of a Ocean's 11 episode.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And that's really pushing it. There's not really.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
They seem to have done a good job, keeping the place in check, like the show in check.
Mm-hmm.
For worst episodes, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm looking back over season 1 and 2.
Look, this lights
Um,
up.
the
Yeah.
usual
Go play with it.
sin of what?
Oh, the kid was pointing out a toy that was lighting up.
The usual sin of a Picard episode that makes it less good than some of the others is that it's very talky and not a lot happens. Like that's usually the mark of a less good Picard episode. I want to say for me, the worst episode's probably. God, I'm going to say season 2, hide and seek, I think, is the one. Is that the one where they're basically bouncing in and around Chateau Picard in the fucking firefight?
Yeah.
It's the laser tag episode.
Yeah, essentially.
And I'm just not here for it. It just doesn't feel like Star Trek to me.
Yeah, I can agree with that's probably their weakest episode.
In terms of weirdest for me,
I'd say best episode might be Farewell. And that's because, not just because, spoiler alert, Q, quote unquote, dies.
yes, quote unquote.
We also had Wesley make a reappearance.
Yeah.
And he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's very well done.
I will say weirdest for me is the finale for season 1, just because we have so little context for the threat that emerges at the end that the Romulans have been scared of, and it's the whole reason for the hatred of the Sentinels. It's like, what the fuck's going on there? We basically get a glimpse, and then it just we never follow up on that plot thread, and so it becomes kind of weird and dangling.
Yeah, the Abno mission was always kind of dumb to me.
But for best for me, I am going to say season 3, episode 10, The Last Generation.
That was a really good episode. I really liked it. I just liked the end of season 2 just a hair more.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Especially since it comes full circle to the first episode of season 2.
Sure.
So it was very well done and very interesting. All right. Best and worst characters in Picard.
All right, so
I have a interesting pick.
Okay. So which one I'll start with? Best or worst?
Best.
Okay. Who's your pick for best? Unless you want me to go first.
Rios.
Rios. Yeah.
I love Rios. He's suave, he's charming, and when he actually becomes like a captain, his whole Dale command, beautifully done.
Yeah. I love his holographic counterparts.
Yep. Those were all entertaining. But it was just, him as a character was very interesting, and I loved it. And I am sad that how he ended up the way he ended up. But if I'm going to be brutally honest, that's the way he would have wanted to go.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay back there?
Asset being transported.
Do you need anything? Let me message Angelica. She knows where those are.
So, best character from Picard.
Yeah, for you. Best character.
It feels like a cheat to say Q. It feels like a cheat to say any of the returning Next Gen cast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say best Picard specific character that we see in at least 2 of the seasons, and then
Asset has been
best
selected.
other category.
Okay.
For best character that we see in Picard, I mean, Rios is a strong pick. But I'm going to say I really like Seven.
Okay.
She came back strong from Voyager. She was unexpected, and she became a core part of the cast. She's one of the few people, other than Picard himself, who's in all 3 seasons. So yeah, I'm going to say 7 as far as consistent Picard characters, but in terms of like bonus category, Old Man Worf is amazing. I love Old Man Worf.
Yeah. I've accepted pacifism. Say fucking what now?
We're all gonna die.
We're all dead. Yep, we're all dead. Worf, the most violent pacifist you'll ever meet in your life.
Yes, quite.
It's like, what the fuck?
Alright, so worst character for Picard.
Okay. Worst. The Romulan bitch in season 1.
Okay, yeah, the villain from season 1.
Yeah. Her brother was really well written, great character. She just felt like Romulan bad guy number 436.
Yep.
And her motivations weren't even that fucking good. It's, you had a bad vision of a possible future, so now you're going to go ape shit and literally destroy an entire planet filled with people, if not more.
Yep.
Like, what?
I am tempted to say Captain Shaw.
Shaw,
for reasons we discussed yesterday.
yeah,
but
he's got issues, and unfortunately he lets his issues really get in the way.
But I feel like he redeemed himself enough by the end that I'm not going to pick Shaw.
Yeah. The biggest problem I had with Shaw, like we discussed yesterday, was the fact that he kept dead naming Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm going to say that my pick for worst character is Agnes Girardi.
oh, that's a good option. Damn.
I mean, I kind of like where her character ends up, and I understand why she ends up there, but for 3/4 of the first 2 seasons, it feels like she is somebody else's puppet.
Yeah.
And I just do not care for that.
Yeah, I can see Agnes. I can see Shaw. Those are both good choices. All right. Now we hit the newest show, because we can't talk about fucking Prodigy because it no longer exists.
Well, there's an asterisk on that. There is talk that it might be shopped around to some other network.
I'm hoping it is, because it was very well done.
Yeah.
But let's go on to Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Alright, Strange New Worlds.
I have my weird episode.
Okay.
I have my weird episode.
And they haven't even aired the musical episode yet.
I know! That's coming! And I am, someone pointed that out on Twitter, and my first comment was, they're like, all the nearby ships are being, also hit with this effect, and they're all becoming musical, and I went, so nothing changes on the Klingon ships then? I mean, you give them even the slightest drop of a hat, and the Klingons will engage in a fucking war chant like there's no tomorrow.
Klingon opera.
Or Klingon opera. Yeah, they'll hear Klingon opera through every hall. Congrats! It's a Tuesday. Fuck it.
So yeah, what's your pick for weirdest?
The Elysian Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hard to argue with that. That is honestly...
It's weird, but it's great.
Yeah. I would probably pick that one as well, just because of how surreal it is.
Yeah. The only other one that's even remotely close is Spock Amok.
Yeah. That is Spock Amok the brain swap one?
Yeah, the brain swap one. It's like
That one was surprisingly funny. That one was pulled off very well.
Yeah, it was pulled off great, but it was like, this is a little bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck happened here? But so like there was that. Oh, I gotta put a bunch of force down for the damn Dilophosaurs, or else they'll lose their shit. Okay, now they just need prey. Alright, that goes there, and that goes there. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix that.
Yep.
Best episode. There's some really good options.
Yeah. Ad Astra per Aspera, the trial episode, is really strong.
That is a really strong one. These Old Scientists, once again, the crossover episode, beautiful. That was like really good. For season 1, we got stuff like A Quality of Mercy. What else is there? Where's the episode? I'm trying to remember the episode. Which one was it? Oh, All Those Who Wander. That was a great episode too. Thank you, Squidgy. Yeah, the episode where the engineer dies, that hurts.
Yeah.
But it's a great episode.
It is.
If I had to pick a favorite, though, I know you're picking Astra per Espera.
Mm-hmm.
That'd probably be yours. I'm gonna go with something slightly different, and go with Those Old Scientists.
Okay.
So that way we both have a different choice. They are both, in my mind, equally as good, just in different ways.
I'll agree with you. And then, worst episode of Strange New World.
Oh, okay, this is going to be the hard one. The worst episode.
Yeah, again, because they have been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, there are so many really good ones. If I was going to say the weakest episode, it's Season 1, Episode 2, Children of the Comet.
Okay.
I'd say that's their weakest one. It's not a bad episode, it's just doesn't hit as hard as the others.
That's fair.
And that's that's really hard for me to say because it's still a good episode.
Yeah. I'm going to say Season 2, Episode 3, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Because it's a very focused time travel episode where we really only get 2 characters involved, and it feels very specific. It's not that, nothing important happens, but like if you hadn't made that episode, I don't feel like we'd be missing much.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way with Children of the Comet. It's like if it wasn't there, we wouldn't miss anything.
Right.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay, now we got best and worst characters. My best character, hands down, Mabenga.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, and
I love me Mabenga.
Honestly, this show is so well cast, and I'm going to say that almost anybody on the cast would be suitable for a best of, but I'm going to say the engineer, and I'm cheating because I mean both of them.
Okay, yeah, because the second one is really cool. I love her.
Carol Kane is one of my favorite actresses, and her as Pelia is amazing, and then Hemmer was amazing. So yeah, basically the chief engineer, whichever one happens to be there, is excellent.
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that.
Slight spoilers. I mean, we have been hinting at it and talking about it. Hemmer, the chief engineer of the first season, does die at one point, and in the second season, they're talking about it. I think it was number one and Pelia were talking about it, and Pelia says, "Yes, he was a brilliant engineer," and she says, "Then no, actually, that's not true. I was just saying that to make you feel better. He was an adequate student."
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it's just like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
Worst character.
Oh, this is gonna be hard. Let me think. If I had to say worst, this would probably be weakest. And this is nothing against the character. She's still a good character. Just in comparison to everyone else. She tends to be kind of... doesn't shine as much.
Okay.
And that is the pilot.
Ortega?
She doesn't shine as much as the other characters on the ship.
I thought she got a really good chance to shine in the memory loss episode.
She did.
Among the Lotus Eaters.
But when you compare that... I fly the ship. Yeah, I get that. She is... I'm not saying she's a bad character. I'm just saying when you compare her to the rest of the primary cast.
Okay, that's fair.
She doesn't quite reach it. The only one that's even a secondary possibility on it is Sam Kirk.
Sam Kirk is a bit of a cipher.
Yep.
But I'm going to say worst character is T'Pring's mom.
That's true. She's a bit of a bitch.
Bit.
Okay, a lot. I could see where T'Pring gets it in the original series.
Logic dictates that she is an entire bitch.
Okay, that's fair. Main cast, I'll still say Ortega. Not main cast. Yeah, her wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
That's the new conditioner that did that.
Oh yeah, it's did a great job.
Let's see if it dries half this nice.
Yeah, I know. All right, so what is your worst? Oh, you said T'Pring is your worst. Okay.
T'Pring's mom.
Yeah, T'Pring's mom is the worst. All right.
Piled him up for a reason.
Have you seen Prodigy?
No, not at all.
So we'll skip that then. We'll now go into the old movies.
Okay, I will point out we're 10 past 9, so I don't know when you're planning to wrap up this evening.
We'll wrap up shortly. We'll quickly cover the movies.
All right, so the 6 original series-based movies as a block.
Yep, and then all the rest of the movies after that.
Best Star Trek 4, worst Star Trek 5.
I can agree with that. I put Star Trek 2 slightly above 4. But I feel that's just a matter of personal preference.
Yeah. And I'm going to break the rules and say Star Trek 5 is also the weirdest one.
Yeah, I can agree with that. If I wasn't breaking the rules, 3.
Okay.
No, not 3. 1.
Yeah, I was going to say 1 would be my second pick after 5 for weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to go over characters or anything for the movies. It's pretty much the original series characters with a few guest stars, but...
Yeah. If I was going to make any modification, it would be in Star Trek V, Sybok. Him, gone, please.
I mean, he drives the entire plot, so that basically would negate the movie, so...
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with 5 being gone.
I like Sybok as a concept. I don't know I honestly, I don't even hate the character in 5. I think he just wasn't well served by the movie. And I did love that Strange New Worlds sort of teased towards that direction, like we might meet Cybok.
Yeah, if they made him better, I could understand that, but as a whole, Cybok could be gone and I would be happy. The idea of Spock having hidden siblings just as asinine to me. And that applies to Burnham as well.
I will say, in terms of worst character for me for the original series movies, it's probably going to be Kirk's son, David.
Oh, yeah. David was pretty bad. Alright. Then we got Next Gen movies. Best movie for Next Gen. I'm kind of tied between two of them.
It's First Contact and Generations?
Nope.
No.
First Contact and Nemesis.
Okay. That is the acceptable other choice.
I mean, First Contact is a great action movie. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Hey, Bulletproof, thank you for the hype.
Whoop, whoop.
Where Nemesis feels more like Star Trek 6 did to me. Like,
Okay.
there's like a mystery involved. There's some things involved. And the fight at the end of the movie is just a little cherry on top.
Yep.
So, it was cool.
I will say First Contact is my hands down pick for best. But, yeah, Nemesis is respectable.
So then for worst...
Insurrection.
Insurrection, yep. I have to agree. Insurrection was fucking terrible. Like,
I mean, it's a Star Trek The Next Generation movie, so on a certain level it's watchable, but barely.
Yeah. Alright, so best and worst characters.
Well, weirdest, I would say, is Generations.
Yep, Solon.
But
weirdest.
yes.
Yeah, weird. Oh, sorry, weirdest. Yeah, is the movie Generations. Hey, we got a mystical time warp thing that basically ignores space time and puts you in a place that you really, really want to stay.
Yeah. Best and worst characters from the Next Gen movies.
If I'm gonna say best, I'm gonna go with Borg Queen.
Borg Queen. I will just to be different say Zephram Cochrane.
That was
really...
that was my second choice. The Zephram Cochrane, the actor that got to play him, was just spot on.
Yep.
So that was cool.
And thank you, Bulletproof.
Yep. Loving the double PNG tube. Thank you. Yep. For worst.
Stretchy face guy from Insurrection, probably.
Yeah, stretchy face guy is pretty bad. I'd say him and the admiral that came with him.
Yeah.
Fuck those two guys in particular. Hi, Trey.
Everything about Insurrection's the worst.
Thank you, Bulletproof, for the Avi looking up. Let me do a shout out for Bulletproof. There you go.
Every one of the Next Gen movies had a thing that it did that was weird. And just like, oh, this is surprising the audience. You know, like Data swearing and things like that.
Yeah.
And with Insurrection, it was just loaded down with this weird shit. Like, oh, there's an ATV on the Enterprise. Oh, there's a fucking joystick on the Enterprise.
Like, why is there a joystick on the fucking... Why?
Manual control. Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Manual control.
Sure, Jan.
Fucking hell. Like, who thought that was a wise idea? Alright, we can keep talking while I'm looking for someone to raid. Same dirt, different shirt, had an easy day at work, gotta love it.
That we
How was your
have
day,
for
buddy?
the-
My day was alright. We were doing fairly well. Alright, let's see what we got today. I will say next time we have this chat, we're gonna talk about Star Trek games, what we think is the best and the worst and the weird.
Okay.
For the video games.
You have a wider experience of them than I do, but I should be able to at least make opinions.
Yeah, make opinions. You could probably look them up online real quick, see some images, and be like, "Oh, this is weird."
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Let's see. What are people in the mood for today? We got some Dead by Daylight, got some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Elden Ring, Marbles on Stream, Halo Infinite. Nancy drew warnings at Waverly Academy.
Huh.
Okay, that's a thing. I love that shell. Oh, he loves your shell. Yeah, he likes your shell, Gamera. Bloodborne. We got some Disco Elysium, Sims 4, Final Fantasy 16, Sea of Thieves, Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Fortnite, Timberborn, Outer Wilds, The Dark Pictures, Smite, Raft, Minecraft. Really wish these flies would stop landing on me.
Yeah.
All right, we got a vote for Dead by Daylight. Let's go with that.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right. Game that I do not particularly enjoy, but I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Because I hate being both the killer and the survivors. All right, if you were one of my 1,025 followers, please use the following raid message when we raid Killer Kronk or Kronk TTV. If you're one of my 23 subscribers, please use the following raid message. We are working our way towards our goal of 1,200 followers and 30 subscribers. If we reach 30 subscribers, I will be getting Naja Kale her own VTube PNG avatar like we have on the screen currently.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, woo! Anne is preparing her cooking lesson, so, have no fear, everyone. It will be coming. We just need time to set it up. All right? So there is that. So with that being said, please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, both mentally and physically, because that's important. It is always time for tea in my tavern, as much as the bloody thing is on fire. And I know that you guys come for the witty banter and stay for my fun. And of course, AP has to set the tavern on fire one more goddamn time. Like, I was just stopped talking. I was like, okay, if he sets it off when I'm done talking, I won't make any noise. I'll be fine. Nope.
Just under the wire.
Just the right enough timing to go, fuck you, buddy.
Your blast doors were closing and the thing skittered in between them just as they slammed shut.
Yeah. Alright, so I will see you guys all tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday, where I will be playing some Final Fantasy VIII. And we're going to be having a blast doing that. That will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you all then, so please stick around for the raid. And you guys have a great night. Toodles!
Toodles.